Hello, this is Eric from labofcoding.com. In the last video, we introduced Django's generic detail view. In this video, which will be the last in our series, we are going to look on how to return JSON responses. So we are going to create an endpoint which will be returning the done to do's as JSON in form of JSON. So we can go to the tool that I showed in a previous video, ccbv.co.uk. You can see in the generic views, Django has a base generic view known as view. So this is the view that we'll use in this case. It does not have any method implemented. It's just a base view implemented by the other method, so by the other classes, sorry. So if you want to use this one, you'll have to import the methods yourself. So you can see there is no get, post, or whatever method. So this, you can use this view in special cases, like in our case where you want to return the JSON response. So when you use this view, you will have to implement the get, post, or whatever method that you want to use. So in this case, we'll be having a get request which will be returning the done to do's as JSON. So we can close this one. So let's import that one view. We can have this one in separate lines just to follow page. And so let's have our to do JSON view. So we can say that will be to do JSON view, and it will inherit from the view class. So because you want to implement get method, will have it. So these methods usually have the self argument and then request as the second argument, and the args and keyword arguments. So Django, in the Django HTTP module, we have a JSON response, which is what we will have. In this case, it's unlike the other response object, it returns JSON encoded responses. So we'll import that one from the HTTP module. So that is from django.http import JSON response. And quickly copy that. So in this case, we'll be getting all the done to do's. So we'll say to do dot objects dot filter where done is equal to true, but the Django will return a query set of to do objects which the JSON encoder does not understand when it wants to convert that one to JSON objects. So we'll have to use a method provided by the query set known as values. So the values method will return a dictionary of whatever instances you have in that query set. So in this case, instead of having a query set of to-do instances, we'll have a query set of dictionaries, each dictionary containing the details for that given instance. And also you can, if you want only specific fields in that dictionary, you can say if only you want the to-do and title, we can specify. But if you leave it empty, it will grab all of the fields, including the ID. And again, the JSON encoder does not understand Django's query set object, so we'll have to convert the query set to a list before we pass it to the JSON response. So we'll just say return JSON response, and we'll pass a dictionary. Let's say the key is to do's, and we'll convert the to do's query set to a list. So that is all that there is. And again, the view class has a HTTP method names attributes you can set. So we can set this one to only the method that we have implemented. So that one will be, we have implemented only the get method, so we'll have that one. So if anyone accesses this view with a post or put, they'll be told method is not allowed. So we can save that one, and let's register this one in the urls.py. So we can import to do JSON. And let's also have this one. That's a new line here. We can quickly copy the create view. Sorry. Let's copy that. Let's have it here. So we'll have the to do JSON view. So the path will be to do and then JSON at the end, and then we'll call the name of this one to do JSON. Yeah, so that's all that there is. We can go to our browser and try to access this endpoint. Let's refresh. So that URL endpoint is to do's, to do JSON. Yeah, so you can see that we have the done to do's returned as JSON encoded response. I have a plugin which renders the JSON somehow but we can view the raw data and we can prettify it. Yeah, that's how you return JSON encoded responses in your views. So you can use this one even for maybe you want to have some Ajax request which fetches this JSON. Yeah, so this will be an appropriate use case for that case. This video marks the end of our tutorial series. In the end, we have created a simple yet powerful to-do application. It's my hope that you have learned a lot as far as Django is concerned in this tutorial series. You can make use of the excellent Django documentation and also practice. As they say, practice makes perfect. I have my website at labofcoding.com where I write about Python and related stuff. So you can subscribe to the newsletter when I drop a new post so that you get early access to it. Apart from these tutorials, I have another 2 tutorials coming out, one still on Django and another one on creating REST endpoints using the Django REST framework. So the next Django tutorial will be an in-depth tutorial and we'll look at a bunch of cool stuff in Django, like using jQuery and Ajax, generating PDFs, generating charts and graphs, sending emails, and so forth. So both the Django in-depth tutorial and the Django REST framework tutorial will be both going at $29 each. So you can subscribe to the newsletter to get early notification when each of them comes out, and also to get notification when I post something about either Python or Django. Lastly, remember to subscribe on the YouTube channel. I'll be posting more videos as time goes by, both on Python, Django, Flask, and related content. So that's it for now. Happy coding.